The morning sun never quite penetrated the haze that hung over House of Thorne's compound. Perched at the edge of a jagged slope, the stronghold loomed like a forgotten beast, its walls reinforced with salvaged steel plates, sandbags, and rusted antenna towers. The inner courtyard buzzed with controlled chaos. Militia members cleaned rifles, wheeled carts of ammunition, and herded frightened locals into bunkers hidden beneath the earth. James stood on the upper ledge of a rusted balcony, binoculars pressed to his face, scanning the dirt road that wound into the hills. Dust clouds loomed on the horizon, too perfect to be a trade caravan.
They're here.
John, half-dressed in combat gear, popped a cigarette into his mouth and tightened the strap on his chest rig.
Oh yeah, time to dance.
Lyria checked her weapon, the safety clicking off with a sharp snap. Her fingers were steady. Below, Rax stood near a rust-streaked command vehicle, flanked by his top lieutenants.
Everyone to defensive positions and seal the tunnels. Protect the women and children, and hold your damn lines.
The first shell landed a few hundred meters out, kicking up a geyser of rock and flame. Then the storm broke. Machine gun fire erupted from the southern ridge, hammering into the outer fence like hail. The clang of metal, the scream of orders, the mechanical bark of Rax's mounted .50 calibers. Chaos bloomed across the camp. James dove down the stairwell, motioning for John and Lyria to follow.
We split. John, with me, north flank. Lyria, you're with Rax. Lock down the comms tower.
The team scattered. Lyria sprinted across the gravel courtyard, dodging falling debris and ducking behind upturned jeeps. Bullets skipped off the steel walls like angry wasps. Militia fighters around her scrambled to mount machine guns to counter the advancing enemy. The black Hornets moved with ruthless precision as drones swept overhead, scanning targets and relaying coordinates. Tactical teams breached the outer walls with explosive charges. Their visors glowed in the smoke. These were elite mercs, no doubt trained in urban warfare, and they were closing in fast. Inside the war room, Rax scanned a wall of surveillance feeds, hands clasped behind his back. His voice was steady as he directed his lieutenants.
Route them towards the kill zone. Collapse Sector 3 as soon as they breach the gate.
But the cost was mounting. Outside, James and John ducked behind an overturned vehicle. The enemy had flanked faster than expected. John ripped the pin off a smoke grenade and rolled it toward the breach.
Now!
They moved like liquid shadow. John's raw power breaking through enemy lines, James laying down pinpoint cover fire. Their years of friction dissolved in the crucible of combat.
They're pushing towards the hostages. We have to move, now!
Meanwhile, Lyria reached the tower, gunning down 2 black Hornets before diving through the doorway. Inside, she activated the scrambler, jamming enemy comms. Over the roar of gunfire, a new voice cracked through the emergency comms.
This is Dixon. Orders from Hawk. House of Thorne is not to survive. I repeat, House of Thorne is not to survive.
It was a direct betrayal. The mercenaries weren't there to liberate anyone. They were sent to decapitate the resistance and sacrifice James, John, and Lyria if needed. In the bunker below, hostages cowered behind makeshift barricades. James and John burst in, weapons raised. They found men in corporate uniforms who seemed suspiciously calm.
Don't shoot! We're employees of Phoenix Extraction Corp. We were told you'd be bringing us out.
James lowered his weapon slowly.
You're not prisoners. You're part of this.
We were securing assets.
Silas Hawke said the locals were getting hostile. That's why you were sent, to neutralize the threat.
Back in the command center, Rax's composure began to crack.
They're turning the tide too fast.
I've trained these bastards before. That's an ex-military strategy.
Lyria stood beside him now, face grim.
They want to wipe you out. Us too.
Then we die standing.
A boom rocked the compound, and one of the towers collapsed in a plume of smoke. But the militia held. Civilians, emboldened by the defense, began passing ammo, helping wounded, and carrying water to the fighters. Rax's people had been hardened by years of betrayal and siege. They wouldn't fall easily. Then came the turning point. James and John returned to the command post with news of the hostages. Rax barely flinched.
I've known. I needed you to see it yourselves.
It was Lyria who spoke next.
They're not just taking land, they're taking futures. My future.
Rax met her gaze.
So, what will you do?
She didn't hesitate.
I will fight. But now, for this family.
Thunder cracked across the sky. The Black Hornets were falling back to regroup. For now. The stronghold had survived the first strike. Rax looked older that night, hunched under the weight of choices past and present. John stared out at the dark horizon.
Hawk's not done. He'll be back.
Lyria holstered her weapon and looked toward the war room.
So will we.
In the silence between battles, the trio knew this war had only just begun.